Hey everyone, Jim DeGram with RCGroups.com, wearing my very special RC Groups hat. Hey, I'm going to start out with a story before I say hello to everybody. We were at the field minutes ago. I literally just pulled everything in the shop from the truck, and one of our flying guys that we know came up and he said, "Hey, I watch the podcast every Thursday, and my wife wants to know what's the deal with me saying simmer down now."
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, before you go into that, did he really say Thursday, or is that Jim?
I don't know, Jason.
I love Wednesday and Tuesday too.
People at our field probably all say Thursday.
I do too. Wednesday.
What's Jason doing?
I'm working.
You can't work. You better.
I'm typing. What, am I supposed to say something?
No, but it was on your face. So I want to thank. We're here with Jason Cole, who's working.
What's up,
Matt Gunn? Matt Gunn, are you working?
I was until my USB just disconnected and I lost my print.
Oh no!
It's gone. So the problem is not fixed. My USB has got some issues.
Well, Jason Cole and I were at the field, and guess what? We were flying. Some people might get excited. It's already on the Facebook. I see. It's the new 330 from Hobby King that is sporting the same colors as Jim Burke's 330 LX. It's kind of a hybrid. Have you all noticed that? It was kind of a scheme for both airplanes.
Yeah, it's a beauty. That's for darn sure.
Well, here's the deal. Jason has it in his office. I think he needs to get it out.
You can see it right there, right here.
Oh, there it is. So, Jason, you got to fly it today. We shot video. We took photos. And what was your feeling?
Yeah, so it's kind of big and bulky. I can't like bring it closer to us, but I can tell you guys a little bit about it. And I'm not set up for the live chat yet. I'll get on that in a minute. So it's an extra 330, just like Jim's real airplane, and it looks fantastic as you can see here. It's from the Avios, however you guys want to say that brand from Hobby King. Which I've reviewed a couple of their airplanes from that brand, and it's always really good quality, great flying characteristics. So I was excited about this for that reason. And I got to tell you, it's all digital servos. It feels really lightweight. Haven't weighed it yet, but I'll have all that in the review. Aside from it looking this good, the construction was super easy. So this is an early, I don't know if this is production.
I think it's done.
You think it's done? So if this is production ready, there was no manual yet for me to look at or do anything, but it's like everything bolts together. It's super intuitive and easy. I didn't even have to think like, oh, where does this screw go? It's like, it just works. And my favorite part so far of the assembly, the build, is the wing system. I'll show you in the review and the photos, but I can't do it right now. Basically, the wings have auto mating connectors. It's one carbon tube, and then there's a locking plastic mechanism that when you slide the wing on, you hear a nice little click, and then the wing's installed, and that's it. You don't have to plug servo connections up. Everything just happens automatically.
And we shot video of that as well.
Yeah, and when you want to remove it, you just push a little button underneath and slide the wing right off.
They pop off. They literally fly off the plane when you hit that button. It's like
it's really secure but really easy and simple. So awesome. And this fits in the back of my RAV4 in one piece even. So I didn't even have to take the wings off to get it back home. So that was cool.
Here's another thing. All those stickers I asked, Jason said they were all on the plane when he took them out of the box.
Yeah. What you see is how it came.
So like Jim has a new, it's not Terry. I don't know who this guy is, but it's a face on the front of his airplane. And so that actually is pre-applied with Terry on the tail group and knife edge and all that stuff. And so if you're wondering, how did this happen? Jim had this is before he bought his second 330. This was his first 330. And I believe Mirko designed this one as well. So that's a Mirko design. And he said, would anyone be interested in doing a version of my full-scale airplane? And so Stuart at the time was very excited to do it, and they've been working on it ever since. I think it's been about a year in process. It was supposed to be released around Joe Nall, but it took a little while after that. And this is probably the second one I've seen in the States. The other one, Jim Burke.
I'll grab my mic. Snowball. So if you can see, I don't know how much I can show really. But let's see if we can do this without damaging anything. So there's the sides. You can see Terry, looking awesome.
All right, man. How does it fly?
It's got your pilot in there. So let's talk about how it flies. It's too early for me to really comment.
Watch
in a
out.
good way. Hang on.
Easy.
Sit down now.
All right, there we go. So flight-wise, so I had a 4S. It requires a 4S battery. I was thinking it was going to be 6S. It's a 4. And I have a couple of 4S 3300s. I put them in there, like did a CG check. They don't tell me the number. There's no manual, so I'm just guessing. And it would put it like right at the spar. So I was like, okay, maybe this will be just fine. I had the battery shoved all the way forward. And it's too tail heavy with the 3300. That's all I had. But it was enough to get some video and definitely our photos and everything. But I'm going to put a 4400 in it and fly it that way. But even at being slightly tail heavy, basically inverted flight was super neutral. Like it was just ever so slightly climbing, inverted, hands off. So
that is tail heavy.
Yeah, so a little bit twitchy at that point, like not twitchy, but just sort of unstable, just because it's tail heavy and it's not flying the way it should be. But it rolls great. It's got super huge control throws on everything, fully 3D capable. I'm very rusty with my 3D skills, but that's something that'll come back with practice. I was doing rolling Harriers, upright Harriers, hovers, snaps, point rolls. I mean, it's going to do it all, and it's going to be really good. I think once I move the CG forward a little bit with a bigger battery, that's going to tame it right down for me and just make it really nice. Got plenty of power. I don't even know the specs.
The second video of Jason flying, I have him hovering like. Were you trying to touch the tail? Is that what you were trying to do? I was just
trying to get low. I didn't want to. It's first maiden flight. I didn't want to get crazy, But
I didn't say anything. But I'm like, holy smokes! He's tempting fate really early in this video.
Yeah, as rusty as I am, I still feel like I could hover okay, or at least be safe with it, not just trash it. So,
and then we have some nice takeoffs to landings, inverted, all that stuff.
Yeah, so I'm it's going to be really fun. I'm excited about it. It's a good size. It's like a 50-something inch wingspan. I'll get the weight, have all the stuff in the review, but just as a first initial impression, I'm really excited. It's going to be cool and it looks awesome. So there you go.
Well, I'll be buying one. I'll be buying it outright. So
the question will be when is it available, and we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know. It's available right now if you're Jason Cole.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's right. Did you not know you were getting that? Because this was predetermined like months ago.
I forgot. I either forgot or something. But I did get the weird DHL, like you have a package coming. And I was like,
oh, those are always fun. You're like,
what is this?
From China, DHL.
And it's always going to be there the next day if you get that notice usually.
Yeah. And DHL products, they're always wrapped in they use
crazy
that yellow tape. What is that yellow stuff? That electrical yellow tape?
It's like Cap-on tape.
It's like shipping tape. It's Cap-on tape. That is the truth, man. Everything is packaged like it's from Nicaragua.
They said we have 2 to send. Where should they go? And I said you got to send one to Jim Burke and you got to send one to Jason. That's how that happened. But that was not lately.
Super cool.
All right. Well, we did that. And then I got to say, I got a call from Suzanne at High Tech, and she said, Jim, we have a new glider. Who should get it? And I was like, well, Jason is really that guy. And I don't know. After watching him fly it, Matt, it's pretty awesome. Talk about that.
Yeah. So if you can see, I'm going to tilt the camera. Tilt the camera. Can you see it? Oh, there's the wingtip.
Easy glide.
Up in the ceiling, you can see the easy glider. There it is. So that's one of the original ones. I've got an original Easy Glider from Multiplex from 7-8 years ago. Ancient airplane. I still love it. Still have it. So that says a lot that I still have it after all these years. So this is the Easy Glider 4, and it is sexy. Check out this canopy. I don't think I was able to show you guys. I don't know. It's hard to see it in this.
It's like a pebble stone.
Charcoal.
Yeah. Well, it's besides the color, the texture to it. It's weird. It's almost like there's a screen on it, like a screen door. I don't know. It's got this really cool texture and look to it that I like a lot.
He really likes the canopy.
I like him watching him pet it.
I mean, it is you notice it when you see it in person. You're like, holy cow, look at this canopy. But anyway, the graphics are much updated. Looks modern. Looks cool. It's essentially this, from what I can tell, looking at both back and forth, it's like the same exact wing airfoil and shapes and sizes. Maybe some of the internal structure is different. The tail section, the fuse, all looks very similar. This nose is quite a bit shorter, but I don't know if that's a function of that being the pure glider version and this one being the electric version. I don't know if the electric version of that original was shorter nose, but it's a shorter nose, nice canopy, easy access. You can get to all your stuff. The battery actually lives all the way back, and the leading edge of the battery is like right here to get the CG right. So that's because of the motor and all the other electronics up front, and the shorter nose, I guess, is contributing to that.
Multiplex always has that unique way of connecting their wings together. How do they do this one?
Yeah, so this is essentially same as before. It's just like a foamy from Walmart, right? It's they've kind of like keyed like a puzzle shape on each wingtip, and you just slide them on the spar, and then you just kind of get them touching, and then you just kind of mash them together, and they like the foam moves out of the way and it interlocks with each other.
Cool.
There's no hardware, there's no screws or tools. It just literally does that. So, and even that one that's like 8 or 9 years old, it hasn't really softened up and loosened over time with use. So I'm not worried about this at all. But flight wise, it's every bit as fun as the original, if not more. It's fun having the electric version because I don't have to do an aero tow or a bungee launch or something to get it in the air. But man, this thing is aerobatic. It glides extremely well. I was able to do some thermaling today. I actually sent it up across the field, across the road, across another field, and there's a mountain like range area across from our field. And so I got it way out, and then I hit the slope lift because it was coming crosswind. I hit the slope lift off of that ridge line, and it just went up, man. It's going to be a blast on the slope. It's not
Very
like
nice.
a crazy, super hotliner glider. Like you're not going to dive it down at 250 miles an hour and yank on it. But for what it is and what it does and how easy it is to fly, it's going to be a great limited motor run kind of sailplane. If you're looking for something simple, easy, cost effective, it's awesome. I'm a super big fan, obviously, after having one for 8 years. So I'm loving this new version. It was super easy to put together. I flew on a 2700 milliamp hour 3S pack. I don't know how long I flew. I did a lot of it unpowered because I was just soaring. But I was motoring around for the video and for photos and doing loops and rolls and aerobatics and motoring around for, I don't know, probably 10 or 15 minutes total flight time. And then I had like 87% capacity left in the battery. So 2200, 2700, anything in there, you're going to get really, really long flight times, especially if you're going to soar a bunch. So I love it. I'm excited for it. That review is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks as well. So look for that soon.
Easy Glider 4.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had an interesting experience at the field, and we'll start out with the good part first. And I'm going to ask for the live, and if you're not live, but I need a tip, or maybe you know what's going on here.
Oh, I thought we weren't going to talk about this on the podcast.
I decided that we would on the drive.
Before you do that, I just want to show everybody the picture. Bam.
That's right. That happened just minutes ago.
That's nice.
Yes.
I like it.
All right, go for it.
I got USB problems, guys.
Do you have
Anyway,
99 of them?
Jimmy. There we are. All right. So it looks like you got a Strato Surfer.
All right. So this is a fully loaded Strato Surfer, and here was the concept, which actually worked.
Loaded indeed.
I did get my video. So the camera on the front is going to a 5.8 transmitter right here. And then the camera on this cool little, actually it's a Hobby King mount that I stole from the Navy Cub. Has another camera. I had to get it up over the first camera. And this is pretty tricky doing all this right now.
So tell me that your dipole and your notch filter are accidentally spun around.
Yeah, no, this is after much negotiation. So it was like that. So we're running the stock antenna and a notch filter. I tested everything here. What you don't want to do, folks, you don't want to go to the field and then not have tested a few things. And then Jason Cole is waiting on you. And then you realize you're a subpar modeler who needs to up his game. So yesterday I worked on this a lot. Then last night after dinner, I came back down and I was tweaking. I made sure everything was talking. I made sure the 2.4 was talking while the 1.3 was on, and everything was cool. Everything was on the right channel. And then I got my DVRs out. They're all right. They're all recording, blah, blah, blah. We get to the field, fired up. The 1.3 looks magnificent. Didn't it look rich? It was just full, right, Jason? Wait.
Yeah, it looks like you would expect, right?
It's all on perfectly. I was not changing the camera. So the 5.8 looked like a 5.8, and the goal was to do an AB so that it would fly through the field, and then I could take both these DVRs from two separate systems and put them together and see what we get. And it worked. We flew it. I only running the stock antennas, and then I'll get that out in a second. On my Fat Shark goggles, I had the stock antenna. It looked marvelous. The only time was if I get right behind my head, I would have to turn around to see it. So then we got out the true RC antennas and put them on, and almost immediately lost signal. It was fine when it was in front of us, but when it went out, it would go full static.
Well, so where was that true RC antenna? This is the Singularity we're talking about. Where was it mounted on the rig?
Yes.
Because that's going to make a huge difference.
One thing I thought that might be fun.
It was in a great place that I, would imagine it was a great place.
So up on that turtle deck?
No, it was on the wing, I think.
Cool.
All right, everybody. So this is the magic bag. I don't know if you remember Felix the cat. I'm sure you don't. He had a magic bag. He kept everything in it. This is my magic bag. And in the magic bag is a hat I can wear while I'm wearing goggles. There's a high-end camera for documentation.
Now there's a high-end camera.
Right there. That's a professional. Put that over on its shelf.
Professional.
Then I keep extra batteries in a pocket. I have, check this out. I have this bag. This bag.
It's a bag within a bag.
This is only carries all kinds of patch antennas and any kind of antenna you could want.
So this is like a bug out bag for RC. Like if you're at work and you're like, I got to get out of here. I got to go fly. And instead of surviving the apocalypse, you can go fly model aircraft.
If it had a solar panel on the top to charge,
you'd be set. Yeah, you might as well add a solid lead acid battery in there.
I'll take that out. And then, you know how you get things for FPV and it has a cable, but only one cable works for one thing?
Yeah, I have a whole 55-gallon drum of those.
Yeah, well, I try to make sure cables live with the device they came with, i.e. they always stay with it. Otherwise, it happened to me last night. I can't find a power cable or something. But these are all FPV cables for every emergency. So there's a bag of that. And now we'll get back on topic. Here's my trusty DX.
Black edition.
Yeah. Oh, it needs some orange switch covers. That's what it needs. Okay, so here's the goggle. I did go
Cyclops.
One eye. And so here's this unit here. It's plugged in. Where'd it go? I meant to show it off because it's so awesome. I printed a cover for this. It'll show up here in a second. Anyway, you can change the channels from the top. Deep, deep, deep. So we did verify that we were on the right channel.
Correct.
And then here's my
Singularity.
Yeah, boy, I better not have lost my printed cover. The good news, check this out, Matt.
Yeah, don't worry about the cover. We'll deal with that.
Look at that, though.
That's your cover that you printed?
Yeah.
That's
it's just so awesome. So here's the True RC antennas.
Yeah.
So I have a new theory, by the way. What if these antennas are not simpatico with that transmitter? I mean, like,
I went to the main thread on RCGroups about the Singularity antenna. Did a search for Fat Shark, so I know people complaining about issues with that. I did see a guy that was too close to power lines with his base station where he was, and it really cut his range down. Then he moved, and he flew, and he did like miles out. So,
well, we weren't about power lines, right, Jason?
I should have brought another receiver, a video transmitter for you to throw on there as a,
So this is where I had
the
the
troubleshooting thing.
RC.
I guess it's a little close to the wiring for the ESC, considering the ESC lives about 1.5 inches underneath that nacelle.
So we tested it with no power, and it was still scrambled.
Okay, all right.
That blows that, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if I somehow damaged the transmitter with this antenna. I know that's impossible, but after that we put this on and it scrambled, I was like, well, let's go back. Jason said you need to fly it some more. So I put the stock antenna back on, and it was scrambled then too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that you didn't tell me.
Well, that happened after we hung up.
Yeah, it wasn't just the singularity antennas. There's
something happened.
Issue.
Okay, so I think something happened between when you first flew it with the regular dipole, and then you and then you switched. Then you started removing things and moving things around. You screwed something up.
Like a solder joint. We checked the channels.
Something must have happened there. I mean, literally, because if you went back and now it still didn't work with the monopole, excuse me, not dipole, but monopoles afterwards, then yes, something happened between switching the first antenna time.
Well, let's just say this. We all know that Jim can see ultraviolet light, and he's had surgery on his eyes. I didn't see it to begin with when it looked good, or when it was supposedly, allegedly looked good.
Hey, guess what?
But it's not.
When somebody else starts talking, I'm going to pop that SD card right out of those goggles, right into this. By the way, I'm broadcasting to you not on a Mac for the first time since my Mac 2E.
Yeah, this has been years in the making. You've been with that Mac. Now you're on a PC like the rest of the free world.
I'm full PC'd up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that SD card. We're going to look at that original signal.
There you go.
So I feel like a solder joint, but that seems crazy to me.
It wasn't a solder joint. It's not a solder joint. It's not a connection problem because it's literally signal static that we're seeing. It's not a power outage. It's not a cutout. It's not a brown. It's signal static that's coming through.
Matt, the only thing we didn't do was try it with 5.8 turn back on because I turned it off after the first round.
Yeah,
and I said, yeah, that would seem crazy too, right?
So the very first flight, everything was beautiful. You had zero problems. You landed. You unscrewed the stock linear antenna. Did you move the VTX at all from its location?
It was zip tied. I had to cock it up a hair to unscrew it. But it was zip tied onto the deck.
And then you did that in there. I'm wondering if that notch filter was a problem. It shouldn't be, though. I mean, do notch filters and circular polarization have any problems? They shouldn't.
But why would it not go back?
Yeah. You're positive that you did not accidentally switch channels on that unit.
Well, Jason and I both
you can't accidentally switch it on the VTX. And
is it dip switches?
Dip switches.
Yeah.
And the headset is only one channel actually displays any kind of screen. There's only the right channel is the only one that works.
Well, I'm stumped. That's a good issue to sort of, dig down deeper and figure out what the heck's going on.
And we didn't remove it off the unit. We only removed it off the T with the notch filter.
How far away were you when it started to cut out?
At the second time, it would be feet.
Oh yeah, there's obviously something wrong with the system now.
I was telling Jim, I was like, FPV is really fun when it works, and then when it doesn't, like, I hate it. Like, did troubleshoot something like that? It's like, just start over. Like, it's a pain in the butt. Well, when are we going to have like stuff that just works reliably 99% of the time,
The thing is I don't know. Yeah, it's all fat shark. And I bought this receiver. This is my personal receiver. I somehow feel like I did something to that receiver. I'm sorry. It's my personal transmitter, and I feel like I did something to the transmitter. But I don't know. So it's conundrum.
Well, I wish I was there because I could definitely play with it for a little while and try to help you figure out what's going on.
I think the next step is to put another VTX on it and see what difference that makes.
You should be getting miles with that singularity of uninterrupted, crystal clear 1.2 gigahertz video. and you're not even getting inches, a feet away from you. So something happened. If you flew it the first time with the linear setup, you landed and you unscrewed anything and started doing it. Something happened between there. Something happened.
Well, I'm really frustrated. The biggest frustration is that it's the end of the season, and I may not be able to figure this out until spring. You know, plus I don't really know where to start, other than what you just said.
Yeah. Could be. I bet you it's something simple. I mean, I literally am thinking it's probably something like, is there a switch on those focal DVRs that switches between some settings? Is there a switch you inadvertently hit on the headset that may have changed something in that little transmitter or the receiver? Do you think the pins on the receiver, since you had to jostle it around just a little bit to
we actually pulled that out, and the reason that pin was bent, Jason, is blew off. That wind came up and blew my whole airplane in the air. But
Nice.
he bent it straight. We put it back on.
wait.
But
Some pin you had your airplane blew off between the session?
No,
The
that was
module.
long after.
Okay. All right.
We were
Well, I
basically
don't know,
at the
man.
end.
We could sit here and talk about it for an hour, but I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of it without testing.
I'm going to get this video up so we can take some looks. But
yeah, get it going. While you're getting it up, do you want me to talk about 2 new products from Horizon Hobby?
And a contest.
Okay. Let's go ahead and share screen on Medicus Gunnicus here. I'm going to present to everybody. I'm going to go full screen. And here we go. Brand new, just announced this morning. You guys got a view of my screen?
Yes.
Si, senor.
A new E-Flight 57-inch 1.5 meter AT6 heavy metal honey. Look at that. So
What
this
does
is
the
sort of
AT stand for?
I thought it was attack trainer or something like that. Is that it?
I guess. I don't know.
I think that's it. But if you look at it, you'll see that it does come with electric retracts, and it also comes with flaps, and they're sort of scale. They got the nice inside there. So it almost seems like the AT6 was modeled a whole lot and then sort of forgotten, right? When's the last time you saw a brand new AT6 Texan come out?
Yeah, people tend to lean towards like the T28.
And here's a brand new Texan. Looks good. It looks like they got the gear right and everything. Nice stubby little gear there. It's got the hands-free connectors on the wings, so you just plug it right in. It's got these feeds on here to feed it in, and then the 3 servo connections go right in. So that's pretty nice. It's a good-looking plane, and it's pretty lightweight. I think it comes in at 62 ounces flying weight or something like that. Nice plane. Nice new offering, $269.99. And then if we step back away from the airplanes for a second and look at another Horizon Hobby offering from Viterra, it is this gorgeous 1968 Ford F100 Ascender B&D. Jason, what does B&D stand for?
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, it's D&D.
Bind and Drive.
Bind and Drive. It's the surface version of the Bind and Fly BNF. So you got a B&D here. Look at this gorgeous little rock crawler. Comes with Super Swamper tires on it, ladder frame, a bobbed rear end with a full cage.
I know that cage.
Tank. Yeah,
that's an axial cage that I put on an SC something or other.
Yep, the SCX10 Honcho. Mine came with that same one on the back. So it's got the little battery. It looks like you put a shorty battery right here. So the battery is, that actually is probably for the receiver. So it takes a shorty LiPo up front, but it's got 4-link suspension in the rear, 3-link suspension up front.
PS.
A brushed lathe motor. Look at that. There's your shorty battery.
LiPo over that front axle to keep that nose down while you're doing your rock crawling.
It definitely helps. And then you got your waterproof goodies in here. It's a great looking rig. I am going to try to get one of these.
Hubba hubba.
They look very nice.
Horizon.
So good for
I
them.
want the real one.
Yeah, no kidding, right? So you got it pulled up, Jimmy?
My video, I do.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to put it on you now.
All right. I mean, I gotta pull it up. Reels. Hey, I'm new. This is my first PC experience, so I don't know how this is going to go. There we go. That looks pretty good. I am screen sharing with all. Yes.
See,
All right.
it's just going to be choppy.
We're about to throw it. No, this is good.
No, it's always choppy broadcast.
Yeah.
All right. So we're rocking it back and forth. We're shaking it before we throw it for good luck.
Yep.
And then
Whoa,
asphalt sky.
Hey,
So now you're running very first flight. This is the 1.3 signal.
Oh, see, look at that. That's the static I was seeing.
That's terrible. All right, back again. Looks good. All right,
That makes me feel better.
I was
you should be able to head over that mountain in the background right there and another quarter mile or more before you even got the slightest hint of what you're already getting. Yeah. Oh, wait, is this 5.8 or 1.2 we're looking at?
This is 1.3.
Same thing. One, yeah.
Okay, so that's the first one. Hold on. Let me get this screen over here.
Really doesn't. Yeah, look at that. It's going completely static out.
But here's when we really realized it was going bad. So this is with that other antenna, and then
that's like a channel problem, my friends.
It's not.
You 100%?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, we tried every channel. Any other channel besides the channel 1, which was what the transmitter was set at, it would just be complete static, no signal at all coming through.
So what I'll definitely I can say with all certainty is that it's not an antenna problem, because even if you had both those antennas off and there was no antennas even in the picture, at that short a distance you would have perfect reception. Yeah. So there you go. Something happened. Something happened internally or something. I don't think those antennas would have burned anything up.
Yeah. I'm saying replace the VTX is my thought.
Man, I don't know if I can send it back. I bought it from Amazon.
Do you guys have another one?
I've got a couple of non-Fat Shark ones of the that I can use, but I can put on
try that out and see what happens. Well, it happens to the best of us.
Scott said he wondered if the new antennas was RP mismatch from the connector. I think Matt mentioned that on the phone call, and we checked, and they're all the correct matching connectors.
Yeah, I was thinking about that it might be the wrong ones, but I think we're good.
We're not good. What are you talking about?
No, I think we're good on the fact that you didn't burn it up from the antennas. Sorry, it happens.
So you guys think I just need to buy another receiver or a transmitter?
I don't know yet. You need to first.
I would try another one.
You know what? I do have 2 receivers. Maybe I should check out the other receiver.
Maybe that's worth a shot.
Look at I started to print out. I started to print out Benchy.
Oh, Benchy.
And I made it. I increased Benchy by 1.5, so he's 25% bigger, and this is when my internet let go, or excuse me, my USB. That's where it stopped. That was about to be a really good Benchy, wasn't it?
Yeah, dude.
That's a clean. See, I mean, my row stock. Look at that. My row stock does pretty good, doesn't it? Look how clean that is, guys.
Yeah, buddy.
I just get these waves. You see the waves in it?
Yeah.
It's almost like has something to do with, I'm thinking, the arms. Look at it. So as it prints, it gets these barely recognizable waves, and I'm like, this thing could float in the water.
Didn't somebody do a video with that, and it was floating down like a drain, and then it went into one of the
yes. It was Hobby King. And she's like, no, I'll just go print another one. Bugger off. Or it was really funny. So it was actually one of the better videos I've seen of that came out of the Hobby King camp.
Yeah.
And they do some funny stuff. They got a lot of people that are in that sort of boat.
3D printer folks, I had a whole week of bad prints. Terrible. I thought I'd done something like with my 1.3 system. And it turned out Cura did an update, and it didn't occur to me that all my settings had been erased with the update. and I'd been printing at random Cura settings. So I went and put back in the CR10 settings of choice, and bingo bango, beautiful
Good to go.
print started flowing out of my 3D printer.
Makes a
That
difference.
is nice. So what problems do you think you have if you get not a whole lot, but little tiny blobs on the edges? Is that just part of it? You just pick them off, or do you
Is it
think
heat? Too hot?
my retract settings could be a little bit off?
It could be retraction. It could be over extrusion. It could be. Have you ever calibrated your extrusion?
I have. Yep. It's been at least a year and a half since I've touched it, but I did calibrate the extrusion with 3 calibration boxes. I did 1, 2, and 3, and then looked at them and picked the best one and set it to that. And been printing ever since pretty well. But every once in a while, it's difficult to see. But I'll get these.
Is it a layer change where it's happening, or is it?
Can't tell.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly can't tell. It's just a random little blob here and there. I think it's actually. I shouldn't be complaining. This thing looks pretty darn good. I'm so mad that I didn't get to finish it. I want to print one of these like this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Giant
Do
ones.
that.
Yeah. So I was, we sort of went right off, and now we're talking about 3D printers again. But I was looking for my next 3D printer that I want to do, and it looks like you two son of a guns got the best printers: the Creality CR10 and the Jason.
Anycubic i3 Mega.
Yeah, the i3 Mega are the 2 best budget. In fact, one of the 2 best printers that you can get without spending $2,000 on a printer. And just to let you know, this guy who does nothing but printer reviews took like 12 printers. He had a $2,000 printer. He had a $50 printer, and he had everything in between. All these printers that I know all about, from Delta Arms to the moving base ones and whatnot. And that Creality CR10 was the best printer out of that entire batch. So my point is, I hate the both of you.
Well, maybe I'll sell you the Mega when I get my Prusa in.
Okay.
Which should happen this month. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I thought they were supposed to be shipping this month. I guess it's still early, but
yeah. So what are you getting?
The Mark III, the newest, hottest Prusa i3.
Who are you getting that from?
Direct from Prusa.
Nice. Is that a upcoming review, or did you get it?
No, I paid $750 plus shipping for this joker.
This is the dilemma that us RC hobbyist reviewers face.
You get a
if
taste.
You want something and you can't get it, you got to buy it outright, like the rest of the people.
Yeah,
but
I don't feeling bad for us.
I'm trading things, right? So it's like,
yeah,
I haven't, can't remember the last time I've spent like I'll call it real money on RC stuff. Like I'll take things that I've reviewed, or mostly things that I've just bought over the years. Bought. That's a real word.
He's
use it in the South. When you're in the South, say boughten.
I don't even think that's even correct.
But you know how it goes. Like we'll go to a swap meet. I was at a swap meet this past weekend and sold a bunch of stuff that I don't use anymore, and big planes, and I take that money and then I use it to buy other things that I want or need at the time, and it just kind of.
I'm just like you.
Some horse trading. There just happens to be cash in between. That's all.
I'm the
it's
same
not
way.
Real money.
The only problem is shipping those goods. It's so difficult to ship model airplanes. I put planes after I'm done with reviews, and I fly the pants off of them for a while. We'll trade it up in the industry. Yeah. So I'll put it on Craigslist here locally. I have really good luck with Craigslist. I have really bad luck with shipping model airplanes.
You can't ship model airplanes.
No,
you're asking for trouble, man. You're asking for trouble.
The only way to do that is to before Seth or Joe Nall, put it out there, find out if somebody wants it, and then throw it in your truck and take it with you and pray you don't break it between here and there.
Yeah, that's always a tough one too. What's up, Jason?
Sorry, I just saw. Have you guys seen Chip Hyde's Facebook post with Real Flight? Him trying out VR and Real Flight 8 for the first time. I was just like, wow, Chip Hyde trying it out for the first.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that Real Flight is it's. I hate saying this word. It's so overused. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. All right, it really is. But I enjoy flying it. I think it's very realistic, and apparently so does Chip Hyde.
Hey, live viewers, Matt Gunn's going to tell you about a contest right now that maybe is it live on the site, Matt Gunn?
Oh, you better believe it. And it's already getting some entries to it. Can
I enter?
You cannot. You are
No,
not
No, you
allowed.
can enter, but
I
you don't
thought
have
so.
any chance to win.
Right. No, I want you to enter just to add your awesomeness into the bunch.
Burgers and dogs.
All right, we are here on. You guys got me, by the way.
I said
Yeah.
boogers and
Is
dangles.
that Chad from Tail Dragger RC and those goggles. I think that's Chad.
It looks like I'm done it. Hey, tell me I did not do a good job putting the Flying Giants logo on that
Holy
Smart
crap.
Bus receiver.
That's the smallest sticker I ever saw.
It's even got the. It almost looks like it's printed because you can see the texture through it.
Nice. Yeah,
This
I
is
always
my
do about
forte, by the way.
a 20% knockdown on transparency when I do stuff like that.
Oh, this one's on Flying Giants.
Yeah, man. So, Booma RC, talked to my friend Rick, the owner of Booma RC.
Long time
Rick
Flying
James.
Giants sponsor. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
long
Boomer RC.
time. Good guy too. And his son Brendan, they both run the joint. And one of their proprietary brands is Advanced Radio AR. And the Smart Bus Elite is one of 3 Smart Bus units that is designed for giant scale applications. And we are giving one away because Rick said, I would love to sponsor a contest with Flying Giants to give away a Booma RC Advanced Radio Smart Bus Elite. And check this out. These are the coolest chargers I have ever seen. The iCharge 2 is a stackable charger that goes in your model airplane, and each board is its own charger.
What?
So check exactly. I know, right?
I've
So if you
seen
look
it
at
all.
this-
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So the top board on the iCharge 2 is a monitor. The second 2 boards, if you look here, each one of these boards is its own charger.
Crazy.
And they have the ability to do multiple different chemistries at multiple different amps. So all you do is you plug in a 12-volt power source. You leave your batteries inside your plane. Obviously, you monitor the situation at all time. And you can add things such as temperature sensors for each battery. These things are great for turbines when you have multiple batteries tucked deep into a fuselage. You don't need to pull it out. The whole system is extremely lightweight. So you have the iCharge 2, and then you have the Pocket Charge, which is basically the same thing as the iCharge 2, but it does not have a screen. And instead of being able to charge 3 at once, you can charge 2 at once.
And they have a strap for this. You can wear it on your wrist like a wristwatch.
Oh my gosh! And you
Just
can
so you
talk
guys
to it.
know, I charge too. I do charge. As
I
well.
charge. You
Awesome.
should say as well.
I charge as well as.
I charge as well. There's your different chemistries. And how do you enter this contest?
Does it come with a magnifying glass for
seriously, it's
old guys?
you have to put on your spectacles, as they call them, your reading specs. So how do you enter this contest? Well, you post a picture of your airplane that you would install one of these Booma RC Advanced Radio products in.
Could I post a picture of someone else's airplane though?
Absolutely not. We
No?
only want you to post pictures of planes that you own. So we don't want you going on the internet.
But nobody's
Grabbing some
checking.
random- What's that?
Oh.
I said nobody's
If
checking.
you get drawn to win, I guarantee somebody will be checking.
I will check. I will do a Google image search reverse in a heartbeat. And you don't think I will? I will do it. And if I find that on the internet and it's not yours,
It's time to draw another name.
it's time to draw another name. Proverbial banhammer. Just kidding. We're not going to ban anybody, but you don't win it if it's not your picture. So post a picture of your aircraft to enter. Multiple posts are okay as long as it's your aircraft. We're going to run this contest for a full 30 days. First prize, Advanced Radio Smart Bus Elite, $200-something value. Second prize, an Advanced Radio iCharge 2, which is a $189 charger. And third prize is an Advanced Radio iCharge Pocket, which is an $89 piece of equipment, all for being a Flying Giants member.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Just go to Flying Giants, upload a picture.
Yep, and spread the word on this, by the way. So, see this like button right here?
Be a part of the cool crowd.
Yeah, like it on Facebook, tweet it, do whatever the heck you want. We already got a few entries.
Okay, so awesome. Let me I'm going to say something, then we're going to do something else. Now that's one thing too many for me, but Scott Marshall says the high SWR caused by an open connector leaving the VTX on while changing antennas could have knocked out the final VTX, giving feet of range. I will say that when I changed out the antenna, I was highly watching myself to make sure I unplugged, took off, screwed on, plugged back in. So
Power down, power down.
I would
Power
be the
down.
first guy to think that I did that. I would think that's what happened. I
Power
guarantee
down
that.
now. Power down now.
Power down. But I did not do that because I was so hyper sensitive to it that I know I didn't do it.
Yeah. That's
It might just be
an
time.
excellent thing that Scott just pointed out too.
Now, I would think that was it. That would make all 100% sense. So now, Matt Gunn, will you jump back on the internet and screen share? Can you go to rcgroups.com? Do you have any messages? Do I need to PM you?
Please PM me real quick.
All right.
29 days.
Everyone, share screen, Maticus Gunnicus. Here we are.
So I have to say this is actually I hate saying things are my idea because maybe it wasn't and I think it is, but this is one of the ideas we pitched about a year ago, and I call it a call to action circle. And
hey, whoever wrote this story on storing their planes, they hit a gold mine.
You know when I put that in a mass email, and that's when that thing blew up. Everybody related to it.
Like the 4th of
Which
July. Some random dude that works for us that made this story here.
Which story?
Jason Cole. Hey.
Which story? I don't see. You're on a forum listing.
The
you can't
how do
see
you
where I'm pointing right now?
Oh no.
You can't see my mouse?
Oh, there you go. There you go. There's a lot of information on that screen.
All right. Let me know when you've sent a PM to me.
Okay, I'm right now sending you a PM.
I'm going to read it on air, so it better be something good.
It's personal.
All right. Well, then it's going to
No,
everybody.
it's not personal. And now I'm going to send you a message.
Okay. The Moose 3D printer. It's like Moe's. I like Moe's better. Moe's is...
Big refresh.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I beat him. Did I beat
Here
him?
we go. Oh, look at
Tell me
that.
I
What is
beat
this?
him.
Hey, what is this crazy red dot up in the corner here that's catching my eye right when I come to the site? Well, it is the new notifier.
It's the beginning. It's just the beginning, folks.
Look at this. All right. So that notifier is not there if you don't have any private messages or friend requests.
It just goes away and lets you know that there's no one out there for you.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I come to the site and there's a big 2 there and it lets me know that I need to step in here and check my messages. So I'll check it first.
I didn't get
Awesome. That was really that was in depth. You simmer down now.
You are simmered down.
You are simmer down now. Wow, this is sounds like some emails you get at 3 a.m.
That's a
I thought
haiku.
it was simmer. I thought it was simmer down, like in the end, not
I was getting 3 a.m. I was up at 1 a.m. last night answering emails.
All right, so it's gone now because I just checked my inbox. This is a great feature that has been implemented through the hard work of the RC Group staff and the people on the back end. Simmer down now.
Matt, will you go to special or site suggestions, complaints, and find the post I made that explains all the questions you're going to have about this? It's at the top, the red circle, call to action. So right now it shows your PMs and friend requests. There's a link to friend requests. Will you click on that, Matt Gunn? So these are people that want to be your RC buddies.
Hey, there's Hojaz, dude.
You don't have to say yes. You can say no. But that's another thing that it will notify you of. Ultimately, we want it to notify you of call tos if somebody says your name in a thread and threads that you subscribe to, all that kind of stuff. We're working on that.
I think some of these people have disappeared. Some
the hobby
are
is cyclical, like
it is,
relationships.
There's
You know, a
Rockwell.
marriage only lasts 5 years now.
Hey, there's
and that's-
Nick. Does it really?
Yeah, that 5 years is a maximum for a marriage now.
You know what? I looked at my wife last night, and we were married over 5 years, and I went, "Looks like we made it."
What'd she do?
She laughed out loud.
You know what I do? When my wife tries to take the remote control from me, I reach out to hold her hand. And you know what she does? She slaps my hand. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh my God, this is dangerous.
I'm just saying, if you want to make your wife frustrated, every time she's trying to hand you something, act like you want to hold her hand. And after about the 3rd time, she'll realize you're messing with her and then she'll start hitting you. So
Angelo's in the
pretty
chat
good.
right now saying that's not true.
What's not true?
Just kidding.
who's
She's not in the chat.
Oh man. So yeah, we got some great features. I'm glad we have a contest going on now. It's good stuff. We've got some more contests in the works after this one's over. So right in time for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever
for the rest of us.
Yeah. Then you guys can have some holiday giveaways from Flying Giants. We got to get one going on RCGroups. What do you think?
I'm working on one. I submitted a concept to a company, and we'll see if they like it or not. I liked it. I liked it.
You liked it a lot?
I like turtles.
Did you bought it?
I bought it. I hope they bought that idea from me.
Look at the time.
Oh, we're 5 minutes out. Matt, I think you need one more Matt on your name. Matty Matt.
Matty Matticus Matt Gunnicus.
If we were at a show and I called you Matty Matt, I might have to say Matt like 28 more times before I could stop doing it. Matty Matt, Matticus Gunnicus.
I think we should do that.
Hey everyone, it was Ashley's birthday this week.
Sure was.
She was 26.
26 wonderful years.
Cranking them over. Well, this is generally the time we talk about what we're going to do next. I have not done the crash story. I got a story in from Mr. King, in case you're listening. Thank you. I need to hit up Lane and maybe one other person, and then we'll let everybody else post their stories. Also, the important part about that is a link to his brick at the AMA and supporting the Crashcast. And so I think I have some research to do on this. I was hoping to do this whole review on this 1.3, but I believe I've created a problem for myself. So that's a drag. So I'm going to keep working on that. And I don't have it. Well, I do. Matt, what am I getting from Horizon? It's Inductrix what?
You're getting the new Inductrix FPV Plus, isn't it?
Yes, that is exactly right. And so I was on the phone with Kim last week, Friday, I believe, and we talked about that. That'll be an internal review. I don't have to go out. I can fly that around the room here and bump into guitars and then fly out to the shop and maybe go out the dog door would be cool. Maybe pull the flap up.
You've got to show how meow mode works. You know what meow mode is, right?
Meow mode.
It's you crash, you hit a button, and it flips itself over.
And you know why it's called meow mode?
Well, we thought it was called meow mode because Matt said you said that it cats land on their feet, right?
Yeah.
But that's not it.
No.
When you flip the switch, it makes a sound like meow. The electronics, when it automatically flips itself over, it goes meow. That's a fact. I
really like the other way better. And you know that I thought that was unique to the Horizon Hobby line, but it's not. Some other quads have been using it. Some other boards utilize it. They call it turtle mode because a turtle on its back can't flip over. So they called it turtle mode. Thanks to my friend Lonnie King that let me know that, by the way. We were shooting a review and I was talking about it. He goes, yeah, it's called turtle mode. And he showed me his quad flip right back over. Pretty impressive. The
beauty is like when we were at Oshkosh and you guys would have to run upstairs to the back bedroom to flip over your Inductrix. And so this would stop you from you could just go whoop and fly away.
And it would go meow, meow, meow.
I have a cat named Jack Black, the cat. And every morning I wake up, he's usually somewhere between me and the coffee maker. And I'll look at him and I'll go, meow. And he'll look at me like I'm a loser and go, meow. So he actually responds to me almost every day with some sort of cat word.
I like how he has the lower, more gruff voice than you do. Like
sometimes
this little tiny animal and it goes, meow.
You get that. Sometimes you get that where it just airs past over the vocal cords. And when he's really feeling gentle and loving, he doesn't even make a noise. He just makes his mouth move. He'll be like,
yeah, and you know it's some stinky cat breath too, man.
What are you doing? Oh Lord, I have to make that cat food. I don't know what they put in those cans, but it doesn't look like fish to me.
It sure is not fish.
All right, we're jumping the shark here. I want to thank Jason Cole, who we're at the field finally, and it wasn't bad out there, Jason. You know the temperature was pretty nice.
Yeah, we're running out of that kind of weather.
Yeah, we got lucky today. Jason predicted it. Matt, I want to thank you and your beard for being here today and creating that awesome contest. Are those new headphones?
No, these are oldies, but this is my contribution to No Shave November. I have a real problem growing a beard, and this is the most I've ever done. As silly as that sounds, I'm gonna keep it going.
How's your wife like it?
I want to get it down to about right here. I don't want it to be like lumberjack style. I just want a beard. I just want to be that guy.
Well, I'm going to try to grow something between now and next week. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
All right, y'all. RCGroups.com, the world's largest and most active internet.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you failed.
Internet therapy site.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to
the world's largest and most active RC network.
Network. That's it. Man, now I'll
Threw
never be able to do
internet, and I didn't know where you were going with it.
Internet network.
Anywho.
Thanks all of y'all for joining us.
Pockets.
Keep an eye out for our mass emails that feature some of the best stories of the week. In fact, I'm scheduled to make one today. I guess I'm going to turn this off and go do that now. And then later tonight around 1 o'clock, I'll be talking to China. So lots to look forward to at rcgroups.com.
The world's largest.
And most active. Simmer down
RC
now.
I'm going to reprint Benchy. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Matt, Jason, what are you going to do?
I am going to put up my airplanes and start working on photos and videos for reviews.
I got to repack the magic bag.
That's right. That's right.
All right, y'all. Thank you once again. I'm Jim T. Graham, your host, and we'll see you next week on the RC Groups podcast.
Peace.
And we are out of here in 5, 4,
RCGroups.com, the world's largest, most active RC forum. I'm doing I got to do a podcast.
You got to do a podcast.